Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel, Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. Week 2 of Year 2 of the Franchise Stars Football League brings us to Cleveland and the Dawg Pound, where Cleveland's squad that eked out a Week 1 victory over the Steelers in a thriller looks to move to 2-0 against the Ravens, who fell to the Bengals 24-17. Tony Banks, on the whole, had a solid day for the Ravens at quarterback, but was picked off twice in the end zone, and Ray Lewis's 15-tackle effort couldn't overcome that. The Browns won despite Jim Brown, the reigning most valuable player, being held to 26 yards rushing, and Bill Nelson giving up a pick six. Not the recipe the Browns want to cook all season with, and Marty Schottenheimer's squad will look to clean it up a bit here at home in Week 2. Ravens and Browns, the second of 3 live Week 2 broadcasts, is up next. I appreciate you all tuning in on this Saturday night, the opening week, of course, of the real NFL season. But appreciate you tuning in here for some FSFL action. Again, as always, if you do the custom playbooks and get them set, I do have to do the opening kickoff and the first play from scrimmage. Then we will go into the standard broadcast view for the rest of the way as we let this one sim out. There's Tony Banks again. Banks, on the whole, his QB rating in last week's game was above 90. But the 2 interceptions that he threw in the end zone ended up being very costly for the Ravens as they fell to the Bengals. Ray Rice went over the 100-yard mark. Expect a heavy dose of him here in this one here in Week 2 as well. Rice is the lone setback. Banks with the handoff. Rice picks up, they'll call it 3, out to the 28, and we're underway here in Cleveland. Jackson on the stop. Ravens squad had a hard time putting points on the board in year 1. High formation behind Banks. Handoff. Starts outside, cuts it back. There's a flag on the play, and he's absolutely hammered. There's a hold there, but whoever held didn't hold well enough because he still got crushed. Jonathan Ogden gets played. And it'll now be a 2nd and 17. Delayed handoff, and again the Browns get huge penetration up the middle. That's Johnson. Mike Johnson, not Pepper Johnson. There's 2 Johnsons there. I actually got to adjust their jerseys and put them on put the initials on the back of them. But regardless, 3rd and 19 from the 16. Banks goes into the shotgun for Brian Billick, and they're going to play it safe here. Not take any chances, just force it. Rookie running back gets his first carry of the game. He's gobbled up in the backfield. So the Ravens not taking any chances there after they ended up in the 2nd and long situation. They will punt and live to fight another day here. Punting from right around their own goal line. Browns should get terrific field position for their opening drive here. That's a good punt taken at the 41. Throw it out to the 49. Just shy of midfield. There's a man down on the play. It's a Cleveland Brown. That's Clay Matthews. Oh, that's not a good one. Reaching down for his ankle. He's keeping the helmet on. We'll keep an eye on that one. So the Browns take over from the 49. Bill Nelson at quarterback. Here's Jim Brown. Brown gets to the outside, turns the corner, and away he goes. Jim Brown down inside the 30, trying to make the tackle on him. Proves to be a bit difficult. Brown drags the defender another 3 yards down to the 20. So Jim Brown, who was contained by the Steelers in Week 1, held to 26 yards in that game. Again, the league's leading rusher and the most valuable player a year ago. Brown running angry out of the gate. Good job here, Greg Pruitt. Pruitt cuts back, finds a gap, gets down near the first down marker. 11-yard pickup. They'll move the sticks again. Pruitt Rushed for over 80 yards in the week, kind of picking up the slack for the rare off day from Jim Brown. And 2 plays in here to their possession, the Browns have first and goal at the Ravens 9. Nelson drops back, swings it to the right-hand side, complete down inside the 5. Pickup of 5. Down to the 4, that's Kevin Johnson with the 5-yard reception. Now they're on the stop for the Ravens. Tight end set here. Short drop. Pass slant into the end zone. Held on to touchdown. Paul Warfield with the touchdown. He had one in week 1 as well. Nelson hits him for the score, and very quickly here into week 2, the Browns have taken the lead. 4-yard touchdown strike from Bill Nelson to Paul Warfield. So the Ravens go 3 and out. The Browns go 3 and in. Extra point here from Barr is up and good. Four plays, I apologize. That punt didn't work nearly as well when it was actually 4 plays. 4 plays, 51 yards for the Browns. 7-0 Cleveland, 11:02 remaining in quarter number 1. So Browns will be ready to kick off. Ravens ready to return. Will be fielded around the 2. Throw it out across the 20. To the 20. They'll call it the 24. Ravens take over for their second drive of the game. Back under center. Again, Price in the backfield. Out across the 25. Picks up a couple. Play Matthews. So Matthews apparently just slightly dinged up on that injury report. He's right back in the game. 2nd and 8 for the Ravens. This Browns defense certainly seems like they are amped up. They were not happy with that effort a week ago. Handoff. Price tries to get outside, and he is brought down. They gave up a lot of yardage and a lot of points, although they did force 3 Steelers fumbles in that game. That man, Myles Garrett, has made the tackle there, 4th one. Banks forced into the shotgun here on 3rd and 9, 3 wide. Hands in the pocket, looks right-hand side near the marker. It's caught, takes a shot, but holds on. That's Bateman. Rashad Bateman picks up 10 to the 35 and a first down. Clarence Scott hits it. What a good job there to find the marker and hold on despite the contact. 10 for the Ravens from their 35-yard line. And off Price. Price finds an opening. Jukes one defender down into Cleveland territory across midfield to the 49. So Rice, who is contained on his first 4 carries, breaks that one loose a bit. Frank Minifield brings him down, but now the Ravens feel like they might have a little something going. Stays in the shotgun for Coach Brian Billick. Looks for the right-hand side, deep down the sideline. Oh, and he overthrew him. Incomplete. Little in coverage. That was Marquise Brown, who Banks was looking for there. And he looked like he had a step on his defender, but Banks put it a little bit too far out in front of him. Incomplete. It's 2nd and 10. Bunched up set here for the Ravens. Banks ain't in, pressure up the middle, and Banks can't get away. Down he goes. First sack of the game. And that goes for the Browns. They bring him down back at the 45, and that'll be 3rd and 16. Johnson on the sack. Banks pass. Complete over the middle. It's Brown, but they're all over him. He stopped right around midfield. So the slant across the middle connects, but not any running room. No way to get the first down there. It'll be 4th and 11 from midfield. And now the Ravens will punt and try to pin Cleveland deep. Angled towards the sideline. Fielded, but stepped out of bounds. Eric Metcalf, no chance to bring that return back. So Bill Nelson comes on. First drive was easy. 4 plays, 51 yards, and into the end zone. This one will have a little bit more real estate ahead of him. High formation, handoff at Brown. Brown fights through a couple of tacklers, bulldozes his way. First down, Jim Brown. 31-yard carry on his first carry. Settles for 12 there on his second, but Jim Brown running angry in these first 2 carries. Again, despite the Browns' win in Week 1, he was largely contained. He already has more yards in this one than he had in that Game 1 win over the Steelers. Brown again, up the middle. Finds a hole. He's wrestled to the ground, but he gets out past the 30 to the 31 to pick up a 4. It's Pruitt. His second carry of the game, not much there. It'll be 3rd and 6. Bouquet with the tackle for the Ravens. Quite certain of probably pronouncing that name incorrectly. I'll probably also pronounce it 3 or 4 different ways during the course of this broadcast. Low snap on the shotgun. Nelson digs it out, and he ends up having to run kind of a trap/draw with Brown on 3rd down, or trips him up. And the Browns are going to, you see that's a low snap there. I'm not sure if that was what that play was going to be designed to be anyway. A low snap, keep it from being broken. Just give it to Jim Brown and see if Brown can do Jim Brown things. Can't come up with the first down. The punting unit comes on. High kick taken at the 22. It will be returned out to the 29. That's where the Ravens will take over. 4:24 left in the first quarter here, week 2 of year 2 of the Franchise Stars football league. Appreciate you tuning in as always. Banks in the shotgun, delay handoff up the middle. It's Rice, and Rice has some room out across the 40 to the 42. 6 carries, 32 yards. So far for Rice in the opening quarter. Carries, 3 pass carries, and you're only going for the Ravens. Going squad, trying to establish the run. What's established there is nothing. Justin Forsett gets gobbled up. He picks up a yard. To the 43, it's 2nd and 9. In the shotgun. Fairly compact set for the Ravens, and pressure all the way up the middle. I don't know if that was supposed to be a screen or not, but the Browns got a great push off the line there. They had 2 sacks in last week's game against the Steelers. They've already gotten Banks here twice in this one, and that is just a free run. Michael Dean Perry, the first man to get him. I believe Myles Garrett was in on that as well. So Banks brought down for the 2nd time. It'll be 3rd and 19. Banks stands in. Looks, and they're going to get to him again. Oh my goodness, Bob Gain gets through. So the Browns, again, this Ravens offensive line, other than really Jonathan Ogden, this is not a great offensive line for the Ravens. You can see that's frustration on the sideline there. They got to protect Banks better than that. Punting unit comes on. Taking at the 33. Metcalf starts one way, cuts it back outside. Not too much there. So the Browns will take over. 1:43 left on the clock. Ravens allowed a week-high 6 sacks in week 1 to the Bengals. Sacks down in the league in the opening week from a year ago, as intended. Detail that. Ratings changes, slider changes, and stuff like that in the different broadcasts. Go too much into detail about that here. But the Ravens still have a lot of issues protecting Tony Banks. Greg Pruitt gets topped by Ray Lewis and is a little bit slow getting up there. It'll be 2nd and 9. And off Brown. Oh, blown up. Right up the middle. Madden gets through for his 2nd solo tackle of the game, and you don't see Jim Brown get flattened like that very often. Madden puts him down. That should let the clock run out. Here in quarter number 1. We'll see. They got up pretty quickly. They're getting to the line. Is Nelson going to try to snap this before the whistle? He does not. So, 1 quarter down here in Cleveland. It has been Browns in charge to this point. 7-0 Cleveland, and they're driving again as we start off quarter number 2 here at the Dawg Pound. Brown the lone setback, trips to the high side. Drops back, stands in, looks over the middle, incomplete. He was looking for Jarvis Landry. Unable to connect, and that'll bring up 4th and 11. See if they let Barr try the kick from 50. And they will. So Barr comes on for what will be a 50-yard attempt. Kick is up, and it is no good. So Barr pushes it wide, and the Ravens will get decent field position. Pushed it wide right. So our score will stay 7-0. Now the Ravens will try to get something going. We're going to see if they can try to solve some of this Browns pass rush. Cleveland only had 2 sacks against the Steelers in week 1. They've got 3 here in this one. That is now 9 sacks allowed by the Ravens in the first 5 quarters of football this season. That is not going to get it done. 2nd and 6 from the 43. And Big Jonathan Ogden is a terrific lineman, but other than that, offensive line a little bit lacking. Hand off up the middle. Rice gets popped. Believe that was Johnson. It is. Mike Johnson puts the hammer down. It'll be 3rd and 3. There you hear the dogs barking here in Cleveland. Banks under center. They go with the handoff. Up the middle, fighting for the yardage, and Ray Rice. No, that's Justin Forsett. I apologize. Forsett in. The rookie down to the 49. Gets the first down and moves the chain. The Ravens are going to have success offensively. They need to run the ball. Now the team is built. Handoff. Rice fights off a tackle inside. Tries to get outside. Johnson chases him down, wrestles him to the ground. Clay Matthews there as well. Pick up a yard down to the 48 and 2nd and 9. Nice set here again for the Ravens. Handoff, trying to get to the outside, and it's Forsett down to the 40, inside the 40 to the 39. They'll stop him just short of the marker. But Justin Forsett gets it down. He called 3rd and inches here for the Ravens, trying to keep this drive alive. Two tight ends, both on the high side. Price goes into the line, slips through, first down, Sticks will move again. 10 carries, 44 yards already for Ray Rice. So the Sticks will move down to the 37. Another handoff. Trying to get outside. He gets chipped there on the outside. I believe that was Bob Gain who made the initial contact. Ernie Kellerman finishes off the tackle. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10. Rice the lone setback behind Banks. Another handoff, staying to the ground. Rice to the outside. He's got some room inside the 20, inside the 15. Ray Rice down inside the 10 to the 9. 1st and goal for the Ravens. All on the ground here on this drive. Rice gets to the outside. Good seal-off block out there. I believe that was Rashad Bateman on that outside block. But good blocking from your wide receivers goes a long way in the running game when you try to use the outside. You don't just run between the tackles. 1st and goal. Banks stands in. Pressure again. Banks hit as he throws, but he dumps it off. That's Marquise Brown down inside the 5, down to the 3. I feel like that was the play that they were trying to run before, and the blocking failed. Banks got bum rushed. That time, blocking held up just a little bit longer to allow the receiver to get loose, and more importantly, Banks to get rid of the ball. 2nd and goal. And off it's Rice again. Tripped up. Good tackle there by Pepper Johnson. That's Orlando Brown. Brown along with Ogden. Brown's probably the other anchor of that offensive line. They cannot afford to lose Orlando Brown. 3rd and goal from the 2. Banks goes into the shotgun. They give it to Marquise Brown on a handoff, and he gets a yard. So they line Brown up in the backfield, kind of probably set that up as an option at the line of scrimmage. Give Brown an ability to kind of come out into the flat. They decided to give him the ball, and he is stopped short. 4th and goal from the 1. We'll see how the Ravens play this. They're going to play it conservatively, try to get the 0 off the scoreboard. Kick is up, and it is good. So the Ravens, it's kind of two schools of thought there. You know, you can say, well, the Ravens have a hard time scoring. Sure, you just want to get the 0 off the board, but you're also thinking you have a hard time scoring. You've got it on the 1. You've got to try to punch that ball in there. You don't know how many more scoring opportunities you're going to get. But Brian Billick elects to take the field goal instead. Baltimore is on the board. It's now 7-3 Browns. 8:18 left in the first half. And if you are new and unfamiliar to the Franchise Stars Football League in particular, first and most importantly, thank you for tuning in. Kickoff here, Greg Pruitt out across the 25, out across the 30 to the 31. Good return by Pruitt. Take a look at Jim Brown from here. The Franchise Stars Football League setup is a little different than what your usual Franchise Stars setup is. All the top players are not here right at the start. Every franchise has a 130 player master pool of the best players in their history. 50 players were randomly taken from that pool for year 1. The remaining 80 players will all enter through future rookie drafts. So it's basically a Franchise Stars project, but with a career mode kind of setup. So, you know, somebody like, you know, Brian Sipe as a quarterback for the Browns, or Lamar Jackson for the Ravens, they're not in the game as yet, but they will come into the league eventually. You're wondering why you see certain players and don't see others. That is why. Handoff there. Jim Brown fights his way off out across the 35 to the 38. 7 carries, 81 yards. Brown ripped off a couple of 20-pluses again. Brown was contained to 26-yard rushing in week 1 by the Steelers. He is running like a man very determined. Show that with a fluke performance. So Nelson drops back, looks, drag route over the middle, complete. That's Warfield out across the 45 to the 46. Nelson now 4 of 5. Third completion to Warfield. Callister on the stop for the Ravens. Kicking down inside 6.5 minutes, less than the first half. And off into Ravens territory. That's Pruitt, his 4th carry. 4 carries, 17 yards. So far for Greg Pruitt. And Pruitt had a very solid all-around game against the Steelers. He ran for over 80 yards. Then he had a big receiving, big completion connection with Bill Nelson as well. 2nd and 5, hand off at Brown. Brown tries to get off tackle, and the Ravens are there to gang up on him. Zach Orr, among other players on this Ravens defense, stacked Brown up. 3rd and 5 at the 49. Goes into the shotgun for Coach Marty Schottenheimer. Stands in, looks, over the middle, complete. Jarvis Landry takes a shot but holds on, and it'll be first down. That's a 7-yard pickup for the Browns, who move the sticks. Clock continues to roll here in the first half. Warfield on the low side, Landry on the high side. And off at Brown. And again, Brown has plenty of room. Out inside the 30, down to the 28. Brown closing in on 100 yards here in the first half. Cleveland's offensive line doing a very nice job opening holes. Formation again. I believe that's Pruitt in the backfield now. Pruitt gets it inside the 25, down inside the 20 to the 19. Clark on the stop. Again, as expected from both of these teams, run-heavy offense. Both been excessively run-heavy so far in this game. Browns 14 rushes, 6 passes. There's pass number 7, and it's to Warfield again. Down to the 11, another conversion. Nelson 6 of 7. It's been economical short passes, but it's been effective. 4 catches for Warfield. Brought down by Dwayne Stark. Down to the 11. Great protection all sorts of time, but he throws it into traffic, and it's picked off. Williams with the interception. That's a bad decision from Bill Nelson. Cary Williams with the interception for the Ravens. He tried to force it into Warfield there. There was good coverage, you could tell. There was good protection, and Nelson couldn't find anybody, but he tried to force that ball in. And it ends up being a red zone turnover for the Browns. Did throw 1 interception in week 1. Hand off there. Matthews blows that play up. That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 13, Ravens with the ball. Deep in their own territory. See how aggressively Coach Brian Billick decides to play this. He's got Banks in the shotgun. And in, look, quick pass, that's complete. I believe that's Tita. Takes the grab out to the 17, 10-yard pickup. It's 3rd and 3. Pepper Johnson on the stop for the Browns. a little bit of breathing room now for the Ravens. Shotgun to Banks. Pressure from the outside, and down he goes, and that's Myles Garrett. Garrett gets Banks, drags him down back at the 10. Garrett comes right at him, and Banks had nowhere to go. So Holtz of the Ravens pulling off a drive here to get themselves a chance at points before the half, get wiped out on the Garrett sack. And now the defense is going to be called on. Fair catch there by Eric Metcalf. But the Browns will start from their own 48. Still have 2 timeouts, 1:27 left in the half. Shotgun, it's Nelson. Stands in. Pass complete. That's Landry. Down inside the 40 to the 35. Jarvis Landry picks up his first reception. That's the second. That's right, he had one on going short before. Stays in the shotgun for Coach Marty Schottenheimer. Right-hand side complete. Down the right side, down inside the 10. That's Kevin Johnson. Johnson beat his man, gets loose. Johnson kind of a possession receiver, but he got loose there. It's past Starks. And Nelson zips it in. Johnson inside the 10. Clock still ticking. They have the 2 timeouts. 30 seconds left in the half. Nelson stays in the shotgun despite being inside the 10. Stands in. Pass. Into the end zone. Touchdown Browns, and it's Warfield again. Second touchdown reception for Paul Warfield. Celebrates with Ozzie Newsome in that stupid kick celebration that no NFL player has ever actually done. But I digress. Touchdown from Nelson to Warfield and the Browns. So Nelson atones for the interception on the last drive with the touchdown strike here. Barr will come on for the extra point, and that one hurts for the Ravens. Barr's extra point is through. 3 plays, 52 yards in 1:04. It's 14-3 Cleveland. Good camera work there. Let's fire that guy. He's clearly drunk. 23 ticks left on the clock. Kick will be taken around the 4. Out across the 20. Down at the 24. So here's Banks. Again, 18 seconds left. Got to think they're just going to run the ball here. Take this into the tunnel. Rather than take any chances. And it's Rice to the outside. He's got some room. Rice across midfield, and that now probably will change the plan. Ravens will use a timeout. So Ray Rice busts it loose, gets out to midfield. 13 seconds left in the half. Both teams' main running backs running well. Ray Rice and Jim Brown. Each having a good first half. Ravens line has to protect Banks here. Pass. There, complete. Down inside 20. He's going to go. Banks hits Marquise Brown. Touchdown, Ravens. So the Ravens were going to be content to just run the ball and run the clock out here in the first half, but then Rice broke the carry, got it to midfield. Banks hits Marquise Brown, and just like that, the Ravens are in the end zone before halftime. 14-9, 6 seconds left on the clock. Extra point attempt coming. It is up and good. 2 plays, 76 yards in 12 seconds, and Marty Schottenheimer is not going to be happy about that. And I realize that does not look like Marty Schottenheimer, nor does that look like Brian Bell. Can't edit the coaches. can edit them very slightly in franchise mode, but since I play out all these games in exhibition, really can't edit anybody there. One of the many limitations given by Electronic Arts. 14-10 Browns, 6 kicks left on the clock, so the Ravens take momentum heading into the half. A bit of a short kick here. There will be 2 kicks left. They bunch up though. Nelson's just going to take a knee here and take this game into halftime. So that'll do it for the first half. Browns still have the lead, but they thought they'd go in at 14-3. Instead, it's 14-10, Ravens with the big strike to end the first half. And both teams' running backs doing a good job. Jim Brown and Ray Rice. There's that play before halftime. Marquise Brown breaks it loose. The Ravens are going to have to protect Tony Banks better. Ravens defense doesn't have a sack yet. Browns have gotten Tony Banks 4 times in the first half. So we get ready to start the second half. Appreciate you tuning in here for a late Saturday broadcast. Late night won't be my frequent broadcast schedule. So I do broadcast weekdays around lunchtime, occasionally as well. Browns receive. Here's Pruitt out across the 20 to the 24. That's where the Browns will take over. 10 Cleveland. Hand off Jim Brown. Tries to get outside, cuts it back. Takes a pretty hard shot from Ray Lewis. Closing in on 100 yards. And then 7, it's Brown again. Tries to get out wider, and he's brought down. Ravens, good job here defensively starting the second half. Peter Boulware with the stop. Nelson in the shotgun. And that is right. Stands in. Pass, left-hand side, complete. It's Landry. Down inside the Ravens 45, down to the 40. So Jarvis Landry reels it in. 3 catches for 57 yards for Landry. A very similar play to Kevin Johnson's big play that set up the second touchdown for the Browns. Callister with the stop. We have not seen Nelson target his big tight end Ozzie Newsome as Newsome on the line on the low side. Delayed handoff. Jim Brown up the middle, and he gets popped. Tim Herring with the big hit for the Ravens. You do not see Jim Brown get stood up like that very frequently. Team carries 12 passes so far. The split for this Browns offense. 19th carry goes to Brown, who is stuck. So the Ravens doing a good job containing Jim Brown here early in the third quarter after he ran roughshod over them in the first half. 3rd and 9. Showing blitz. Takes it from under center anyway. Back. Stands in. Good protection. Pass there. Complete. Down around the 25. It's Landry again. Nelson 11 of 13. Threw that one terrible interception, but other than that, Nelson's been on his game. And Starks with the stop. Off Pruitt. Off tackle inside the 20. Pick up a 4. It carries 30 yards for Drake Pruitt. In the gun. And in, over the middle, complete. That's Jim Brown out of the backfield. I believe that's Brown's first catch of the game. It'll set up a 1st and goal from the 5. 14-yard pickup for Jim Brown. The circle route right out of the backfield comes over the middle, and Nelson hits it. St. Louis ultimately brought him down. 10 minutes left here in the 3rd. That's a very good drive here. Play action. Nelson stands in. Looking. Corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jordan Cameron. Cameron, the 3rd tight end on the Browns depth chart. But Cameron pulls it in for the score. And the Browns will extend the lead to 20-10 with an extra point to come. They had 3 tight ends on the field there. This Ozzie Newsome and Kellen Winslow were all on the field for the Browns. Cameron's the one who gets open. Extra point from Barr is up and good. 21-10 Cleveland, 9:35 left in the 3rd. This Browns squad is really solid. I knew they'd be good last year. They were actually better than I thought. But they've got a lot of talent. A couple of solid receivers. Obviously Jim Brown. If you have Jim Brown, you're automatically in. But their defense is very nicely balanced. They've got talent at all 3 levels of the defense. You see Marquise Brown, 3 catches, 63 yards, including the big touchdown reception before half. Banks in the gun. Handoff. As Justin Forsett gets a good block there. Grab from behind, brought down. He picks up 5. 5 carries, 16 yards for Forsett. So out to the 3rd. Price tries to cut it back up the middle. Johnson hits him. Price pulls his way and spins his way through. That gets Price to the 100-yard mark. Pepper Johnson on the stop for Cleveland. Third and 3 from the 33 in quarter 3. Trap there. Rice fights his way 1st down. Out to the 37. Kellerman comes up for the stop. Banks in the gun. Stands in. Looks. Over the middle. Incomplete. This is the mark there. It'll be 2nd and 10. Handoff. Blown up. Nothing doing there for Wright. Oh, Wiggins. Rosters, again, they take players from 1964. These teams that had the good old-time defenses, too. The old 60s Oilers, for example. They've got a lot of guys in that old defense, so a lot of people might not know very well. As Banks hits Marty Brown there. Brown's fourth reception of the game, and it's a first down. Frank Minifield on the stop. Hits him as he catches it. Brown is able to hold on. In the gun. Drops back, pass over the middle, incomplete. Banks now 6 of 9. Baltimore does seem like they're giving Banks a bit more time. Not sacked yet. Here in the second half. Brown's got it 4 times in the first half. Stands in, looks, dumps it out into the flat. That's complete. That forces it to the 43. It'll be 3rd and 6. 4-yard pickup on the play. Big 3rd down here for the Ravens. Right, the Banks is right in the shotgun. And look, pass at the marker. We'll see where they spot it. Close play. Tito with the catch. They say it's inches short. So 4th and inches from the 37. How do the Ravens play this? And they're going to go for it. Ravens are going to go for it on 4th and inches. Flag on the play, and this may change that. Oh, a false start for the Ravens. That is just terrible. You cannot take that penalty there. So that will change things, and now Colquitt will come on to punt. That is a potential backbreaker for the Ravens. Colquitt punt out of bounds at the 17. Hey, you see Jim Brown, 13 carries, 99 yards already. He's broken out at least 2, I think maybe 3 for more than 20. And off Brown up the middle. Slips through the hole, slips through a tackle. Man, he just never seems to go down easily. He is just an absolute bull. Pickup of 9 for Brown, 2nd and 1 from the 26. Handoff. Brown again. Brought down in the backfield. And shoot him. Stop. 3rd and 3. Short drop from Nelson, slant complete. Out across the 30, out across the 35. First down, it's Kevin Johnson with the reception. 3rd catch of the game for Johnson. Starks on the stop there for Baltimore. Drop. Look. Left hand side, incomplete. That one sailed on him. 2nd and 10. Formation again. Brown trying to get to the outside. He gets whipped in the backfield, slowed him up a bit, and then the cavalry comes, brings him down. Zach Orr will get credit for the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 8. Again, short drop, stands in. Near the sideline, complete. It's Warfield again. 6 catches for Warfield, only 49 yards, It's been short stuff, but it has worked. Chains move, forced. I'm all right. 1st and 10 from the Ravens 45. Handoff. Oh, good move there by Greg Pruitt. 1st down inside the 35 to the 32. Run setting up the pass for the Browns. Brown carries the load. Pruitt fills in nicely to give him a breather. And that opens up the short passing game for Bill Nelson. Handoff Brown. Brought down there, picked up of a yard, and that's it. Moore with the stop. Inside a minute left in the 3rd quarter. 21-10 Browns. Our 3rd and final game of the Week 2 slate that will be live streamed here on the channel. Detroit Lions fell in Week 1 to the Packers. Nelson under pressure. They chase him down from behind. Tries to get away. He can't. McCrary gets him and knocks him down. That's the first sack for the Ravens in the game. McCrary trips Nelson up. Nelson a little slow to react on that one. Then he tried to get away. McCrary was able to get him around the ankle. And that will bring the 3rd quarter to a close. 21-10 Browns. Final 15. We will head into that now from the Ravens 42. So the Lions fell to the Packers and will go to take on the Vikings. The Vikings were upset by the Bears. All sorts of time. Nelson floats this one and it's caught. Jim Brown comes back and gets it just shy of the marker. But down to the 25, McAllister stops him. Doesn't get the 1st down, but it should get them in the field goal range from Matt Barr. This would be a 42-yard attempt. The kick is up and good. So Barr, who missed early from, I believe it was 49 or 50, if I remember correctly, pushed it wide right. Puts that one down the middle, and the Browns extend their lead. It's 24-10. Lions-Vikings game will either be late tomorrow night, or honestly, probably I would do that one midday on Monday. And need a couple of days. I put the Week 2 highlight video together. Again, I kind of do an NFL film style weekly recap show of all the games in the league. See the first one. I posted that a couple of days ago here on the channel. Just trying to make it easier for people to follow everything that's going on in the league. I obviously can't broadcast all 16 games. I can have them all sim out, in full play mode like this, and then put a highlight package together. So that's what those highlight shows will be about. They'll basically be the length of a single game broadcast. But it was fun doing that, fun editing and splicing the highlights together, and all that kind of stuff. So go ahead and check out the Week 1 one here on the channel. Again, after the 3rd live broadcast of the Week 2 docket, probably on the stream at least on football for a couple of days. We'll put that video together for Week 2, and then we'll be on to Week 3. 3rd and 11 for the Ravens from their own 21. Banks fires complete. Big conversion there on 3rd and 11, and it's down into Browns territory. Taylor with the reception. I think that's his first catch of the game. Down to the 43. Little bit of kind of a corner route there, and Banks hits him in stride. Well done there. Travis Taylor gets down to the Browns 43. Kellerman on the stop. 12:15 left in the game. Handoff up the middle. Right inside the 40. He's got 20 for 110 now. Mike Johnson on the stop. Johnson and Johnson, Mike and Pepper lead this linebacking core for these Cleveland Browns. Banks goes into the shotgun. Stands in, pass, complete. Down inside the 25, and you'll see Banks is now getting some protection. Boyle with the reception. Again, they haven't gotten to Banks once here in the second half after sacking him 4 times in the first half. He started to complete some passes. 10 from the 24-yard line. Force it. Off tackle. Grabbed and brought down. Nice tackle there. Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson is 59. Pepper Johnson is 53. Double of a yard there for fourth. Play handoff. Dorsey tries to get to the outside. Tries to turn the corner, and he does. He gets to the marker. 8 carries, 25 yards for Forsett. Mike Johnson ultimately brings him down, but not before he moves the chains. Down to the 13-yard line. We get down inside 10 minutes remaining in the game. Banks in the shotgun again. 3 wide, 2 up high, 1 on the low side. It's Rice. Rice has a good block ahead of him down inside the 10. And every time Rice gets hit, he still always manages to go forward, running very strong in this one. He's now over the 100-yard mark, as he was in week 1 for the Ravens as well. Second and 4 from the 7. Banks changes things up at the line. Stands in, rolls to the right. Pressure on, throws on the run, and Banks finds him. Tony Banks to Marquise Brown along the corner of the end zone, and that is a touchdown for the Ravens. Banks gets flushed out of the pocket. He throws on the move and does it well. 1 foot down. They may review that, but I think that's going to be a catch and a touchdown for Marquise Brown. And there is no review. So it'll stand. Extra point here is up and good. 24-17. 9 plays, 79 yards, and 5:15 for Baltimore. Terrific drive for the Ravens, and they stay in the hunt. Now, the Ravens defense will be tasked with coming up with a big stop. I would expect a heavy dose of Jim Brown on this drive from Cleveland. We'll see. Kick. Taken at the 3. And doesn't even get out to the 20. Great coverage there by the Ravens. Jim Brown, 109 yards rushing. He's also got the 7 yards receiving. That's actually incorrect, because that didn't take into account his second down. Brown has more than 7 yards receiving. Handoff. Brown tries to get outside. The Ravens are all over him. Picks up a yard. So Brown, remember, Brown had almost 100 yards in the first half. Ravens have done a much better job against him in the second half. They've also done a much better job protecting Tony Banks. Second and 9. Nelson stands in. Pass. Deep ball. Down the middle. Oh, what a grab by Warfield. He was defended tightly, and he pulls it down anyway. Check out this grab by Paul Warfield. They both go up for it. Kim Herring and Paul Warfield. Warfield comes down. First down, huge gain, down to the Ravens 37. Actually, that was Starks who went up for it with him. Herring ended up with the tackle, but I think that was Starks who went for the interception. Hand off there, pick up of a yard. Second and 9. Oh, that was a devastating one to allow for the Ravens defense. Trying to keep this a 1-score game. I pretty almost got that far into very solid field goal. 2nd and 9. Handoff. Brown. Get much, maybe a yard. It'll be 3rd and 8. So now, big play here in this ball game. 3rd and 8. 24-17 Browns. 6:15 left in the game. Browns at the Ravens 34. They fake the track. They go down the left side, and it's complete. It's Warfield again. Fights his way. They say the knee hit just shy of the goal line, but it'll be 1st and goal for the Browns from the 1. Terrific game for Paul Warfield, who gets in behind. He's brought down by Clark just before the goal line. But 1st and goal, Cleveland. 8 catches, 127 for Warfield on the day. And now you just got to think Brown up the middle. 1st and goal from the 1. There's Brown. And he stood up. Oh, Ray Lewis fills the gap and hammers Jim Brown for the stop at the line of scrimmage. That's a heck of a collision right there. 2nd and goal coming up. Try Brown again, and this time he makes it. Touchdown, Jim Brown. Lewis hit him, but not until after he was past the goal line. Touchdown, Jim Brown, and the Ravens will make it a 2-score game once again. Here you see Lewis hit him, but at that point, Brown was already into the end zone. 30-17, pending the extra point. Barr's kick is up and good. 7 plays, 82 yards, and 358 for the Browns. Ravens defense lets up the big play and then the score afterwards. Terrific game for Paul Warfield. So now the Ravens are going to have to get on the attack. Now there's no time. Still got about 5 minutes, but the fact that it's now a 2-score game, it's a 2-touchdown game, makes it really significant. Field goal does nothing for you at this point. Good coverage by the Browns special teams stops them before the 20.
Okay, ready?
Banks on the move. Now he's grabbed, and Banks wisely pulls that one down. Clay Matthews with the sack. First sack of the second half for the Browns. Again, the Browns got the Banks 4 times in the first half. And now everybody in the building knows the Ravens have to pass on every play. You can bet the Browns are going to come. 2nd and 17. Swung out into the flat. It's Rice. Beats one defender, knocked out of bounds at the 19. It'll be 3rd and 9. First catch of the game. Rice picks up 8. Cleveland faithful, making sure they're hurt. Again, fires over the middle. Complete. Out across the 45, out across midfield. It's Taylor again. Into Browns territory, down to the 48. Almost like a pick setup there. Interesting. No call, of course. It almost seemed kind of accidental. Banks, fire, over the middle, diving, grab, complete. It's Taylor again. Down to the Browns 33. 3rd catch of the game for Taylor. Inside 3.5 minutes remaining. Ravens running the no huddle. Trying to get things hurried up. Banks in the shotgun. stands in. Look, near side, short pass complete. Not too much there. That's just a pickup of 5. It's Cheetah, third catch of the game for him. Eric Turner on the stop for Cleveland. Second and 5. Still in the no huddle. Thanks. Pass there at the mark. Wait, again, that pass, that play just doesn't get you anything. You know, the clock isn't your friend right now. If you're Baltimore, doing one of those is one thing. Trying that kind of same level pass again, just putting a lot of pressure on yourself from a time perspective. 3rd and 5 from the Browns 28. Banks in the gun. Pass there, incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 5. Get the other Shopner's name. Del Shopner is the receiver for the Giants. Getting the other Shopner's name. So the Ravens have to go for it here. 4th and 5, 2:42 left on the clock. Banks stands in. Pass complete. First down. Drive stays alive. It's Taylor again. Little in route down to the 16. 2.5 minutes and counting. Ellerman on the stop for the Browns. Banks stays in the gun. In the no huddle. Trips to the high side. Stands in. Rolls to the right. Passes back across his body. It's complete. And again, it's Taylor. Taylor, I don't think had a catch in the first half. It's all been in the second half. That's going to get us down to the 2-minute warning here in Cleveland. 31-17 Browns. But the Ravens driving. Tony Banks has had a very good second half. He's gotten protected well. Far change from the first half. He was being chased pretty much every play. Looks right-hand side, incomplete. Off the hand. Got in coverage there. I believe that was actually intended for Ozzie Newsome. Newsome's kind of been a non-factor in this. I'm sorry, Ozzie Newsome, one of my teams. Don't mind me. Wrong team. Cheetah, tight end. It's only week 2. I'm still not in mid-season form. 2nd and goal. Banks. Once again, sends the pressure. Throws on the move. Broken up. Nicely done by Little. And it'll be 3rd and goal. Minute 52 on the clock. Banks stands in. Out route into the end zone. Incomplete. Turner in coverage. That actually looked like it hit off the receiver's hand, so Turner, I think, actually was beat on that play. There's no way Cousins is kicking the field. That animation doesn't keep it in this situation. 4th and goal from the 6. Ravens trying to keep hope alive. Banks moves on the run. And he's under pressure. He throws. He can't connect. And that should pretty much wrap it up. Banks had the pressure coming. He got rid of it, but overthrew his receiver in the end zone. And the Browns will take over. There you see the man of the game there. Paul Warfield. Jim Brown has had a very good game too, but Warfield has a pair of scores. A couple of big receptions in big spots. And off to Brown into the middle. Ravens will use the first of their 3 timeouts. Ravens trying to keep their spirits up, but falling to 0-2. And 0-2 in the division. Not an ideal situation. And Brown brought down another timeout. Out to the 8. 3rd and 8 coming up. Lewis on the stop. I still think, especially with being a 2-score game here, You're going to run the ball here anyway. No reason to pass. Run the ball here, and then you'll punt. Let the Ravens get the ball back. 2-score game. It's Brown. They get him. They bring him down at the 10. Ravens have to use their final timeout. So the punting unit will come on. 4th and 6 for Cleveland from their own 10. Brown's defense meeting on the sideline, talking things over. They prepare to get back to work. Punt, angle, right around midfield. It will be returned. Not much of it. Only got 3 or 4 on the return. They see Travis Taylor, 5 catches, 106 yards, all in the second half here. Banks takes over again. 27 remaining from the Browns' 45. Banks stands in. Pass over the middle is complete. Down inside the 30, and it's Taylor again. Down to the 29. You know, the Browns playing a little bit too loose. Yeah, I know it's a 2-score game, but they're kind of giving up very similar plays. That in route over the middle. And they're trying to keep them away from the sideline. I understand they don't want them stopping the clock. Nice play there by Clarence Scott to bring it out. 2nd and 10 from the 29. In the gun. Stands in. Looks right-hand side. Incomplete. Pepper Johnson in coverage. Banks throws it just wide. It's 3rd and 10. 4-down territory. Obviously, as we mentioned, field goal does nothing for the Ravens. Banks. Pass complete. Drag route. 1st down and more. And out of bounds down inside that 10. Nicely done there on the conversion. Down to the 8. Shot Bateman, his 2nd catch of the game. 49 seconds left. 1st and goal, Baltimore. Banks looks incomplete. There was nobody there. That didn't look like a throwaway. It just looked like, that one just looked like Banks thought somebody was going to be in that spot, and they never got there. 2nd and goal. In. Banks looking for time. Throws into a crowd, and it's caught. Dennis Pita brings it down in the end zone, and the Ravens cling to life. Lots of traffic there. Banks just kind of zipped it in, and Pita reels it in for the score. Extra point from Billy Cundiff coming on to try to make it a 7-point game. It is up and good. 6 plays, 45 yards, took only 49 seconds. 38 seconds left on the clock. The Ravens cannot stop the clock. They need to recover this onside kick and still have a good amount of work left to do. Start with the onside kick.
Let's go get it now.
Threw it deep. He will not touch this ball. That I can promise. Here's the kick. Takes the hop. It's grabbed. It's loose. It's on the ground. Who has it? Oh, Eric Metcalf. No, the Ravens had a shot at that ball. The Ravens absolutely had a shot at that ball. It knocked around, but Metcalf falls on it, and the Browns are going to survive. Oh, boy. The Ravens almost came up with that one. Oh, that's going to be frustrating for Baltimore. huge gasp from the crowd here in Cleveland. They know they got fortunate there. Nelson takes the knee. He'll do that one more time to get this game to the finish line. So the Browns will improve to 2-0. The Ravens fall to 0-2. Stuff to like about what the Ravens did here in this one. You know, at certain moments, but the Browns, again, Browns put lots of pressure on Banks in the first half. Much better performance from Jim Brown, a much more Jim Brown-like performance. Here, and Bill Nelson was terrific in this one. 3 touchdowns, 85% completion percentage for Nelson. Again, he and Paul Warfield, a huge connection throughout the game. See Warfield with the initial touchdown. Cundiff with the field goal for close. You wonder if the Ravens regret kicking that field goal at this point. 4th and 1 from the 1. 4th and goal from the 1, excuse me. Warfield to Marquise Brown, big touchdown before halftime. At that point, you thought that the Ravens might take over all the momentum. Third quarter, largely uneventful, and then the fourth quarter, Barr field goal, Brown another touchdown reception. Jim Brown rushed it in from a yard out, and that Tenspita touchdown pass from Banks. Late, both quarterbacks, impressive numbers on the day overall. Banks 20 of 32, 294, 3 touchdowns, no picks for Banks, which was huge. Bill Nelson 18 of 21 for Bill Nelson. That's a terrific 280. Again, the lead completion percentage so far this season is right around 60%. Both quarterbacks eclipsing that fairly well. 3 touchdowns, a terrible interception by Nelson, but didn't come back to bite it. Brown rushes for 117. Rice rushes for 160. Warfield receives for 127. Taylor receives for 123. Team stats real quick. They're fairly balanced. I mean, only 30 yards separate them in total offense. 1 first down separated them. 3rd down conversions there. Both teams are fairly good in that regard. Not many penalties in this one. Time of possession. Time of possession, I mean, 30-24 to 29-36. So, I mean, a lot of even stats over the course of this game. But we get to the finish line, and it's the Browns picking up the victory, 31-24. Hugely appreciate you tuning in, as always. Bang that like button if you haven't as of yet. Subscribe if you haven't as of yet, and I hope you will join me. Stay tuned in the channel. Either, again, it'll be late night tomorrow, or it'll be during the day on Monday, right around lunchtime, right around noon Eastern. We will have the Lions and the Vikings the final live broadcast of year 2 of the FSFL. Appreciate it, everybody. Be good to each other, and we'll talk soon. The Browns take down the Ravens 31-24.